Welcome to beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. I'm Larry Mastropieri, broker, owner of the Mastropieri Group, and today we're going to take you for an amazing tour of one of the most captivating cities in the state of Florida. If you're unfamiliar with the area, I'm currently standing in Mizner Park, which is a prominent feature of downtown Boca Raton. It's known for its upscale shopping, its commercial and residential spaces. Mizner Park is basically like a downtown neighborhood. It's got really nice apartments, shops, restaurants, anything you could think of and need. Now, the architectural style is very distinct. A Mediterranean revival is what these designers were going for when they were putting pen to paper on this design back in the 1980s. Visually and atmospherically, Mizner Park has been designed to emulate the feel of a European city. If you look around, you'll notice the gazebos, the fountains, and the tropical gardens. You probably can tell from its layout here that it really invites guests to take a leisurely stroll through its park-like streets and appreciate the art and serene ambiance. It's such a distinct focal point of this community. This area doesn't just cater to retail and living space, it takes it a step further. It also incorporates a ton of office. You wouldn't really realize it by just walking around here. Additionally, there's cultural sites like the Art Museum and the amphitheater, which has a listed capacity of 5,000. There's even an iPic movie theater here at Mizner Park. It's one of my favorite places to go, so if you don't know what it is, you should definitely come check it out. There's a wide variety of things to do at Mizner Park, whether you're a visitor or a local, it's worth the visit. Now let's get out of here. We're gonna go east, which means to the beach, to the Intracoastal area, and we're gonna take a ride along A1A, and I'm gonna show you everything that's going on in that area of Boca Raton. From Mizner Park, I'm taking you eastward here, over the Intracoastal, over to A1A, which is right along the ocean. A1A is the furthest east road here in South Florida, and along here, you're gonna notice three major beach parks. They're huge, they're great. Spanish River, Red Reef, and South Beach Park. These are all publicly accessible, which is really nice. And one of the most distinct features of the beaches here in Boca Raton, which I really love, is the fact that they're not overshadowed by high-rise buildings. You take it all in here within a very natural park-like setting, which is extremely refreshing. And there's two other spots that I want to touch on while we're moving up north here along A1A in Boca Raton. It's Gumbo Limbo, which I want to show you around a little bit here. You can see the sign behind me. We're at one of the entrances to Gumbo Limbo, but that's right next to Red Reef Park's 9-hole executive golf course, which sits right on the beach. It's a great time to just go hit some balls low key right along the beach here. Gumbo Limbo is an educational preserve, which has a number of activities for guests and visitors, but it also does a significant amount of research and is very vital to a lot of the natural habitats here in South Florida. For starters, you have tropical hardwood hammock on the premise here at Gumbo Limbo, which is a rare remnant on a barrier island in South Florida. This type of ecosystem is increasingly scarce, so you can get a glimpse into the diverse native flora and fauna of the region. And their educational programs are offered to children, families, and adults. And they're all taught by qualified educators such as biologists and naturalists. I have a close friend that works here who is a biologist and does research at the facility. And they're all designed to be very accessible, with most featuring small group sizes, and they're offered at no to low cost. And of course, what's a nature center without nature trails? You've seen me walking through them as we've been chatting here. Ashley Trail and Cheeky is great for a relaxing experience. Walking Ashley Trail and relaxing in this authentic Cheeky overlooking the Intracoastal waterway is definitely a highlight of Gumbo Limbo. One of the more popular and maybe most important aspects of the nature center here at Gumbo Limbo is the sea turtle conservation efforts they make. The center has a strong focus on rescue, rehabilitation, and release of sick and injured sea turtles. They do a ton of work here on the beach. They reportedly release more than 9,000 stranded sea turtle hatchlings each nesting season. That is a lot, which plays an important role in the conservation of these endangered species. The Nature Center here features several exhibits, which are great for all ages, but kids absolutely love it. It includes a sea turtle garden, a container garden with herbs and local flora. It's got a gopher tortoise exhibit, a butterfly nursery, sea turtle safe lighting exhibit, a rain barrel, and a solar exhibit. All of these are very educational and also very interactive. There's also even a butterfly garden here, which hosts numerous species of wild butterflies that can be seen throughout the year. This garden really is a testament to the center's dedication to preserving and showcasing local wildlife here in its natural habitat. Now, when we move south past the beach parks, let's go back over Palmetto Park Road Bridge, back to the mainland here. If we stay on Palmetto Park Road, when we get to Federal Highway, we come across the Schmidt Boca Raton History Museum. It's intended to preserve the history and the heritage of Boca Raton, which has been an official city of Florida since 1925, so almost a century. Like many other popular museums, the Schmidt Boca Raton History Museum offers a number of tours to help visitors gain a better understanding of our incredible city, including a history trolley tour, town hall tours, train depot tours, along with a number of exhibits to check out also. It's also probably worth pointing out that the museum is also a venue that you can rent out for things like weddings and conferences and any other type of event. And right across the street from the museum, which is really cool, is Sanborn Square. And they host all different types of public events and gatherings hosted by different entities and the city. For example, right now, across the street, the Fine Art Show is going on this weekend. And less than a mile northwest from the museum and Sanborn Square is Boca's Brightline station. This high-speed railway system is an absolute game changer for Florida as a whole, let alone any location that's lucky enough to be connected to it. It started by linking up all of South Florida, from West Palm Beach through Fort Lauderdale to Miami, and then they added a couple stops like Aventura and Boca Raton. And as of fall 2023, the Brightline is officially connected to Orlando as well, which is awesome. So if you live in Boca, you have access to Miami, Aventura, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, now even Orlando via the Brightline, which is so smooth and so easy. It's incredible. And you're not going to believe this. They're intending to add stops to Disney World and Universal as well. And the expansion won't stop there. They have a long-term goal of adding major cities like Tampa and even further north like Jacksonville. And considering how Mizner Park is such an exquisite high-end shopping area, now having the Brightline right across the street will definitely pull in more shoppers and more interest in this area from people who otherwise may not have made the trip because of inconvenience. Now, staying with shopping, let's head a little northwest to Central Boca, but not too far west, just a little bit west of I-95 and just south of Glades Road. Here we'll find the Town Center Square. This area accounts for over 200 stores and 20 restaurants. The Town Center Mall in this area is regarded as one of the nicest here in South Florida. This includes high-end department store chains like Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, Nordstrom's, Macy's, and Bloomingdale's. The mall is extremely well maintained and there's plenty of parking here. So in terms of convenience, Town Center really has everything you could ask for in terms of retail and shopping. Additionally, what I'm excited about in this area where the mall is that they have a big development project underway where they're adding even more restaurants. They're calling it Restaurant Row. They call it Midtown Boca Raton. So there's a plan to really develop that area and make it even more spectacular than it already is. Now, if we stay in Central Boca, but we head south, just about a mile south, we'll find ourselves in Sugar Sand Park, and we can bear witness to the 132 acres of recreational activity, both indoor and outdoor. This is a massive park. It is very popular here in Boca Raton, and it seemingly has every sports court you could imagine. From basketball, tennis, pickleball, even roller hockey, a ton of baseball fields, softball fields. There's plenty of walking and running trails, a huge outdoor playground for the kids, includes a splash pad and even a carousel. And for parents looking for educational activities for their kids, no worries, Sugar Sand has that also. They have the Children's Explorium. It's a science center that's intended for kids between the ages of 5 and 12, and the Explorium has all kinds of hands-on exhibits, programs, and camps. Sugar Sand is known as an award-winning location for those reasons. And with the exception of the Explorium and the Community Center, the park is open 365 days a year, so it's always here. And since we're on the topic of children's activities, there's many more we could talk about because Boca Raton has a lot. But one of its primary hidden gems, I would say, is way out west, west of State Road 7, right off Glades Road. This right here is the Coconut Cove Water Park, and it's set up extremely well for families. There's 2 big water slides and a water playground for the kids. Meanwhile, the adults can chill over here on the lazy river, and there's also a lap pool, which is nice. So a kids-free day at the water park is definitely a possibility. All the standard things you could come to expect from a water park are here. For example, concession stands, locker rooms, rentals, etc. All right, let's get out of here. Let's head back east. We're going to be east of 95, north of Glades Road. We're going to Florida Atlantic University, which I know very well. I'm an alumni there, and I can honestly say this school has grown so much in the past 10 to 15 years, which, if you're a sports fan, that means you can check out some major college sports without having to head to either Miami or way north to Orlando, Gainesville, or Tallahassee. The Owls sponsor a large number of men's and women's sports programs, and their stadium is right here on campus. You can see it behind me. This was not the case when I was here as an undergrad. And in March of 2023, the men's basketball team was the NCAA tournament's Cinderella, making it all the way to the Final Four. Go Owls. And of course, this is all on top of the many accredited university programs, both for graduate students and undergraduate students. Boca has definitely come a long way since the early 2000s. Now, directly north of FAU, on the other side of Yamato, the north side of Yamato, is Penn Florida's Commerce Center, but more specifically, the Barrel of Monks Brewery is there. They opened in 2015 as the first production brewery in Boca Raton, which is pretty special. They focus primarily on traditional Belgian-inspired ales. But what's a good drink without great food, right? The Barrel of Monks Brewery hosts an on-site food truck that was featured in Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Thru, and Dives. On top of that, they offer several weekly specials, including buy one, get one free beers on Tuesday night, beer and wing combos on Wednesday, and Taco Thursdays. All of that, plus regular live music appearances. It's really an incredible atmosphere, and it's a must-see if you're into craft beers. All right, it's time to wrap up our vlog tour video of Boca Raton for today. Thanks for watching to the very end. Hope you found value here. If you did, give us a like. Hit the subscribe button if you're looking for more content like this. We have tons of content about Boca Raton and the surrounding areas here in South Florida. And as always, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in the South Florida market, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to be the ones to help you on your next transaction. See you soon.